Well, hello, hello. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. Whew, I have some really special. I have a really special teaching for you today. That I have been coming live on these Wednesdays and been sharing stories and from my last 20 years and things I've learned and things I wanted to teach you. But today, um, I really want to teach you why your marketing often feels random. And I want to teach my simple marketing system, my one-page marketing plan, and my 3 simple steps. And so I have a slide deck. It's going to feel kind of like an official teaching today, like a little masterclass, which is what this is. It's our Wednesday mini masterclass, right? So I'm really excited to get to bring this to you today because every time I do this teaching, people are just blown away. And they think about marketing in a whole new way. And for those of us that are entrepreneurs, that are the face of our business, thinking about marketing and the way I'm going to teach today can change everything for you. And I really want you to know that if you're feeling overwhelmed by marketing and intimidated by marketing, it's not that you're doing it wrong. It's that it's too complex. And so I'm going to go into that today. But before I do that, I'm going to share my screen. So I ran a couple minutes late this morning because I was playing with my technology. So here we go. Woo, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to move things here and so you can see my slides, but then you can also see me as well. So I love this layout. Oh, thank you so much, Alexandra. Hi. I'm like reading your name. I apologize. Sorry for butchering it to begin with. But I'm really excited to get to bring this to you today because this work has been so important to me. And also every time I do get to teach this, this training, it really has a huge impact on the people that receive it. So, okay, I'm getting my little windows all set up here. Please bear with me for a moment. I wanted to make sure that I can see all y'all as you're joining. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna reduce this window and I have to talk myself through this every time. And I have notes here, so I want to make sure I can see those before we dive in. So yeah, we're going to talk about your one-page marketing plan today. And actually, and then there's a QR code on the screen, you'll notice. And maybe I can increase the size of it for just a moment. Whoops, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I'm going to increase the size of it for just a moment so that you can grab this QR code. This is a workbook. It's a really, really valuable workbook that I want to share with you. And I'm going to put the link to it in the chat so you can grab it there as well. So I've got lots of fun things for you today. So we have a workbook. We have slides. And now I'm going to take this back so we can see one another. And okay, here we go. Okay, let me go back here. Now I gotta click back into here so I can advance my slides. Way too many windows. Okay, you got the workbook. All right, so I want you to real quick just think about, how do you feel about your marketing? Like when you think about marketing for yourself, your business, what are your first 3 emotions, feelings, thoughts that come up when you think about marketing? And just take note of that, either write it down, or if you can't write it down, just have it in your mind. We're going to get back to that later. But what I want to leave you with today is some new ways of thinking about marketing so that you know what's working and what's not, and really exactly why. And I think that's where we get caught up. We're doing all of these things and we're not sure what's working, what's not working. We're not making the money we want, bringing in the clients we want, and we're not sure why. So we're going to talk about that. You will walk away with a clear understanding of what's actually working and what's most essential for marketing your business simply. And then also you have the workbook, which, and I'm going to walk you through, but by the end of our time together today, you're going to have a simple marketing plan that you're confident will bring in consistent flow of clients and revenue into your business. How cool is that, right? So who am I? So we've been here hanging out for a few minutes, and I want to make sure to introduce myself. My name is Melissa Kellogg Lewick, and I am the founder and CEO of the Avanti Business Academy for Women. And I'm celebrating 21 years in business. I've been helping small businesses and entrepreneurs to market themselves and their businesses for 21 years. So I've learned a lot in that time. We'll talk about that in a bit. And so I love teaching, coaching, and consulting on small business marketing for entrepreneurs. I'm also a managing director with eWomen Network, which is a global community of women entrepreneurs. And so I lead a in-person community here in Northern Colorado, where I'm located. And how did I get here? It's a long story, but the short version is, so I started my business 21 years ago. But how I got into the work that I'm doing now is when my youngest son started school, my youngest kiddo started school, I had been in business for just over 10 years and had been, making it was, I was a full-time mom and also working in my business. And so I had transitioned at that point into doing corporate marketing for small businesses. And so I had clients and, it was great. It was whatever, but I didn't really feel like I was growing or challenging myself. And so when I had more time, when my youngest started school, I was like, okay, I am ready to go full out in this business. And so I decided, well, I've got all this experience in education and marketing. I could just be teaching people how to do marketing, right? So I created an online course. And, but what I found when I went to market that online course, and I had to step out from behind my computer. I'd been helping other people market, but I had never done that for myself. Right. And so, most of the clients I got were word of mouth and things like that. And so when I had to step out from behind that computer and like stand up and say, I've got something to offer, and I want to teach something to you. I really came up against so much internal resistance and discovered I really was missing the courage, the confidence, the belief in myself to go out in the world and sell my expertise, right? And so that's when I discovered in very real terms that the entrepreneurial journey is as much about that inner work of marketing as it is about the outer marketing strategies. And so I also discovered at that time and through that journey, I had been feeling very disillusioned with the work I was doing in marketing. And I also came back to really seeing the magic of marketing and the magic that it's all about connecting with other humans and not just doing a bunch of things. And so we're going to talk about that today. And that really invigorated me and turned my business around. And since then have just been spending most of my time teaching, coaching, and consulting for women entrepreneurs. And it's been wonderful. It's been awesome. So what I've done is taken what I've learned over 25 plus years of experience in marketing, small businesses, my own included, in addition to having an MBA in marketing. And I've really taken that and distilled it down into what I've seen over the last 25 years are the most effective, most critical, foundational aspects of our marketing that we can simplify so many of the things that we're doing. And so we're going to talk about that today. So let's dive right in. Okay. So the reality of being an entrepreneur, oops, let's see, where's my thing not showing up? Do I have to click? There we go. I have these slides and, sometimes you got to click things. Anyway, so the reality of being an entrepreneur, the real problem that no one talks about, for those of us that are in service-based, trust-driven businesses where we are the face of our business. So tell me if you can relate to this, is that you've spent much of your life, your career, your education becoming an expert in your field of service, your subject area, and you're great at what you do. And maybe you were in a corporate setting and you rose through the ranks and you were just really great at what you do. So you decided, well, I want to break out on my own. Like, I don't have to do this for work for a corporation or a boss. I can do this and have this impact on my own. I want a different kind of a lifestyle, right? And so you start your business, you start serving clients, you want to make an impact and work on your own terms. Can anyone relate to that? Right? And you're so great at what you do. And then you get your business going, and then you discover you've got to, go get the clients. You've got to go find the clients, and you've got to be a CEO. And there's so many other things, so many other jobs that you have to do that you never signed up for. And marketing is often a big one. And I hear that so often, like, I'm really great at being a consultant or an attorney or an HR advisor, but I'm not good at the marketing and the sales and all these other things that a CEO has to do. So you do what you've always done, what you're best at, right? You go and you get educated and you dive deep into, I'm going to become a marketing expert. And you jump down that rabbit hole of marketing, learning all of the things, but, how to build a website, how to build a landing page, how to build a funnel, how to do reels, how to dance on TikTok or whatever. And in doing that, you spend a lot of time and money away from and disconnected from your zone of genius, your best fit clients. And it sucks the joy and the connection out of your business. And you often are creating way fewer clients and way less money and impact that you wanted. And so you think it's because I'm not good enough at marketing. Can anyone here relate to that? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm seeing, yep, okay. And so I want to just say that all stops today, because I'm going to offer you a couple of really amazing shifts that will help change that for you. So, okay, here we go. I have to click again. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you today is probably something you'll never hear another marketing consultant or coach tell you, but you are doing too much marketing that's not creating results, right? That's not probably a newsflash to any of us. But what's happening is, so you're spending too much time trying to perfect your marketing and not enough time and energy doing what you're really great at, right? So, but what do we do about that? And so the problem I often see is that entrepreneurs make marketing so complex because they think that perfecting their marketing is what's going to create the clients. But they're spending all that time on the tools and the tactics and managing an overly complicated marketing machine, right? And less time really connecting and with their best fit clients, building relationships and creating value and thought leadership, which is really what actually builds consistent clients and revenue, right? So what are we going to do about that? That's what we're going to talk about today. So what I know to be true is you don't need any more strategies. You don't need to be a marketing expert. You just need to think about marketing differently, okay? And we're going to take it all down, simplify it all. You don't need more strategies. You don't need to be a marketing expert. We just want to think about marketing in a different way that's really going to help you increase your impact, increase your leads coming in, and increase the revenue in your business. But first, let's define marketing. So what is marketing? And this is how the lens that we're going to look at it through today. This is how I think about marketing. Marketing is all the activities, the inner work, and the public facing activities that you do in order to create awareness of your work, interest in your work, connection with your best fit clients, desire among them to come check out, is she the person for me? And then the action, right? That all those actions that create sales opportunities, right? So the goal of your marketing is always to be creating sales opportunities. It's not just to check off a thing that somebody said you got to do. If your marketing is not creating sales opportunities, it's not working. Okay. Okay. So that's how we're going to define marketing today. Okay. So let's get back to the freedom from the cycle of feeling like you're bad at marketing, like that you're not doing enough marketing, or this whole marketing perfectionism, not being able to keep up with it all consistently, learning more, trying to perfect it, or spend time away from the work that you love. All that freedom from all of that begins today with a simple shift in how you think about marketing. So I want to invite this new belief to become part of who you are, that I'm going to share with you now. Is that there's not one magic marketing strategy or tool that works. All marketing works. In fact, I know this to be true, and it's not because of the strategy. It's not because of how good you are or not good. It's because of who you are and the energy of connection and service that you bring to the actions and the practice of marketing, right? So your best fit clients, for those of you that are in service-based businesses, trust-driven businesses, your best fit clients want to connect with you, get to know you so they can learn about you, so they can know you, like you, trust you, right? Because that's who people are going to want to work with. And so how do I know this to be true? Well, first of all, because when I started my career in marketing 25 years ago, the most effective tools for folks like us were AM radio ads and Yellow Pages ads. And that's how we got all our business, right? And there was a few other things, of course, print advertising and, whatever. But there was no email, there was no Facebook, there was no TikTok, none of that, no social media. There were totally different ways of marketing, but people were still bringing in clients and making money. And so how I know that all marketing works is because throughout time, there's been all kinds of different marketing tactics. But the one thing that has always remained the same is the clients want to know us, like us, and trust us, right? So over the years, the tech and the tools have changed, but we've always been able to bring in money and clients, and it's not because of the tools and tactics. Those are just tools. It's like saying, the hammer, I'm building a house and there's only one tool I can use and it's a hammer. No, we use a whole bunch of tools to build a house, and those tools have changed over the years. So if there were only one way to do it, or two or three ways to do it, we'd all be doing those things and we'd all be successful, right? But the common denominator is the human connection. So just keep that in mind, right? And so here's your next shift. So who here loves the work that you do? I love hearing this. We love our clients. Who loves the clients that you work with and love serving them, right? And who here would love to do more of that and less of all this other marketing, sales, CEO stuff, right? All of us. So the next shift I want to offer you is that to think about what if your marketing could feel as fulfilling and purposeful as serving your best clients, your most favorite clients. Would you like that? And every time I ask this, everyone's like, yes, 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 right? Yes. Raising our hands. Thank you. So what I want you to know is that it is possible to be able to feel that purpose and that enjoyment that you feel when you're serving clients, even when you're marketing. If you think of your marketing as simply serving your future clients, marketing is serving your future clients. It's serving the people that haven't paid you yet, right? So your marketing can be an extension of the service and the value that you give your clients. And so obviously your current clients are paying you to help them, but they're paying you to help them implement, right? But all the wisdom, the experience, the expertise, the thought leadership that you have created can be used to serve your future clients so they can learn to get to know you, like you, trust you. And then they maybe try to go out and do it on their own. And then they discover that they really need you to help them. And so they want to come and work with you. Right. So that's how it works. And so marketing is just serving those future clients. So if that were the case, would you enjoy your marketing more, right? What if your marketing could feel that connected, that fulfilling, that purposeful and impactful as when you're working with your best fit clients? And so I love to think about marketing as something not that I have to do, but something that I get to do as a form of service. And so if that was a shift, how would that change your experience of marketing? Just think about that, right? And why these shifts are so powerful is that much of the marketing activities that we're doing are from a place of getting, like I need to get clients or get leads or get consultations. And they're very self-focused, right? But when we get out of that get energy and we're thinking more about service and connection, then that's when our marketing becomes magnetic, right? When you're thinking of serving, creating value, giving to your most favorite clients, your energy is much more attractive. It creates connection and it turbocharges that trust, right? So if you think back to the beginning when we were talking about those three emotions, thoughts, feelings, emotions that you have about your marketing, if those are negative, those become, they kind of color all the marketing that you're doing. They become like your unintentional marketing message, right? Because marketing is a transference of energy, of connection. And so it's either building trust or it's creating disconnection. It's either creating connection or disconnection. It's either creating trust or distrust. And so if you're thinking of serving people, that creates connection and trust. And so in today's buying environment, we are seeing such a deficit of trust, right? People don't know what's real. Are you AI? Are you real? Are you a bot? And so anytime that we can connect with our best fit clients, our best fit future clients in our marketing, that's going to help them to trust us and to want to work with us if we are the best fit for them, right? And that is our responsibility. It's our responsibility as CEOs, as entrepreneurs, to take the lead in building that relationship and building that bridge of trust. And so that's what I'm going to talk with you and show you next is like, okay, you might be thinking at this point, all right, this all sounds great, but what do I actually do for marketing? Okay, I've got these two new shifts and two new beliefs that I'm thinking, but what do I actually need to do to create clients? And that's where we talk about our one-page marketing plan. So many entrepreneurs, like I said before, are stuck in perfectionism and stuck in creating this overly complex, complicated marketing system that they just can't keep up with. And I was in this place too early on in my business. And so this is, I was a young mom with young kids. I had to keep it simple, right? I didn't have time. As CEOs, we've got so many things to do. We don't have time to sit around and market all the time, right? And so that's how I created the simple 3 things that your marketing plan needs, this one-page marketing plan that simplifies all of the marketing activities so you can just focus on creating that connection in these very intentional ways, and your leads and your opportunities will flow in. I know it for sure. This is what I've been doing in my own business for 20 years and over $1 million, and the stuff works. So, and with my clients as well. Okay, so the 3 essential things. So the 3 things you always need to be doing in your marketing. And if you're doing these 3 things, you will be able to create all the clients, all the revenue, all the impact that you want. And so I know this after working with small businesses and entrepreneurs for the last 21 years, that if you're doing these 3 things consistently, you will bring in the opportunities. So number 1 is bringing new people into your orbit, always bringing new people in. And we're going to go into detail on these, but just as the overview, number 2 is nurturing relationships, growing relationships, allowing them to connect with you, learn to trust you, know you, like you, right? And then number 3 is always making invitations and offers to guide them in that relationship journey with you until they are ready to buy or refer, right? So the world needs you spending as much of your time in your zone of genius. So that's the beauty of this process that I'm offering you today, is I want you to get back to your zone of genius where your impact, your legacy are. And so if you're focusing on these 3 essentials plus service and connection, you will always be able to do less in quantity of marketing, because the quality and the value will be higher. You will have a larger impact and offer better results to people even before they've ever paid you. And that is going to result in more revenue and profit for your business, right? And so I always like to say, yes, all the funnels, the ads, the social media channels, all those things, they all work. There's nothing wrong with them. But I like to say, let's just leave that to our future marketing department, right? Keep it simple. And so that's what I'm going to share with you right now. Okay. So what I love teaching is these 3 essentials to successful marketing. So number 1, we need to be visible to new people constantly, consistently, every day. How are you meeting new people, new to you people, right? And then we need to be nurturing those relationships, staying connected with those folks. And like I said, allowing them to be in our energy, to get to know us, like us, trust us. And in each one of our marketing activities, we always want to be making invitations and offers, letting people know what is the next step to go in the relationship. And it's not always about, buy my thing. It's about knowing the relationship journey that these folks are on and offering that next step in the journey with you. You are responsible for growing the relationship, right? So step 1, we're showing up, we're visible, we're letting people know we exist. I always like to say, have 3 simple ways that you can keep up with consistently of how you're meeting new people. Stick with what's working and expand it. If you have things that are working, most of us in our businesses, we've got things that are working and things that aren't working. But do the things that are working, lean into those. Have 3 things that allow you to meet new people consistently. And then step 2 is nurturing those relationships. We want to stay connected. So whether that's email or if you have coffee chats or phone calls, or, social media can be a way of nurturing relationships. Community leadership, getting involved in the communities where your best fit clients hang out. Those are nurturing activities. And so I always like to have a list, keep a list of those people, whether it's a spreadsheet on a notepad, or if you're really fancy, you have CRM, but just a way that you can keep up with people, right? And so why is that important? Nurture is what I often see business owners are lacking, is that they're running around networking everywhere, meeting a whole bunch of new people, and people aren't saying, I want to work with you right now. And so they just move on to the next person, and they're a mile wide and an inch deep, but they have all the business that they could handle already around them, but they're not nurturing those relationships. And so what I want to say is that about 65% of your business comes from people that are already around you, right? And I would be interested, if you look at your own business, what that percentage is. You have a much higher probability of selling to an existing customer or a current connection, 60 to 70% higher than the 5 to 20% likelihood of a new person buying from you. And so it costs more to acquire new customers, new connections, right? A small increase in customer retention and nurturing relationships can lead to a substantial increase in your profits. So this nurture is super important. And then step 3 is to make offers and invitations, right? We always want to know the journey our clients are taking as they get to know us, like us, and trust us, and then always be inviting them on those different steps. And so you've got to know your customer's buying journey. What are all the planks in your bridge? I always say your customer is over here in the before picture, and they want to get across the bridge and get to their after picture, right? And so all these planks in this bridge, those are all the steps that you are taking them on as they get to know you, like you, trust you, and eventually they learn from you and then buy from you, right? So what are all those steps they need to know or experience to come across this bridge with you? So here's an example. For example, maybe you meet someone networking or in a Facebook group or something, and you send them an email. It's really great to meet you. And you invite them to follow you on social media. And then once they follow you on social media and they're loving your things there, you invite them to subscribe to your email list, right? To receive your email or your newsletter. And then you invite them to listen to your podcast. Maybe you invite them to come to your free workshop. And then once they're at the free workshop, you invite them to come to your 5-day challenge. And then once they're at the challenge, you invite them to join your 12-week program. And then once they've gone through your 12-week program, you invite them to work with you privately. It's this journey, right? It's not just, you show up once and then you have them buy, tell them to buy your thing, right? It's allowing them to get to know you, like you, trust you. Okay. And then, so this is where our one-page marketing plan comes together. So when you have the opportunity to dive into the workbook, it will walk you through all of this. But I love to see a consistent or a balanced plan where we have equal number of activities that bringing in and meeting new people, and an equally amount of activities that we're doing to nurture those relationships. You don't want to have all new activities and very little nurture, or very little nurture and you're not meeting it, or lots of nurture activities, but you're not going out and meeting new people. You want to have a balanced marketing plan here. And you want to have goals for each one of these activities so that you're measuring what's working and what's not working, right? And how you want to have processes for how you want to set yourself up for success. And then know exactly, specifically, measurably, how will you measure your success? These are all super important. Okay, so that's your one-page marketing plan. So I want to just summarize real quickly and share with you how you can go to the next step with me if that's of interest to you. So if you want to consistently create clients, let's just summarize what we talked about today. When you're believing that all marketing works, and that marketing is simply serving your future clients, and you consistently implement the framework of bringing in new people, nurturing relationships, and making offers, this gets you out of overwhelm and overactioning. It calms you down. It brings you back to what's most important to you, which is the work that you do with your best fit clients, the impact that you have on them and their lives, and brings you back to that connection and service. And that's where I want you to be, around trying to do so many marketing things and perfect them all, when really it can be so much simpler. And so that's what I want you to take away from today. And so why this works is that when you keep your marketing simple and consistent and connected, it creates trust, right? We talked about that a lot. It creates value. Your value increases. You become more irreplaceable because you're free to spend more time and energy solving your best fit clients' your current and future best fit clients' problems, which increases your value to them and helps them to get better, faster results, right? Which creates more clients for you. And then once you're doing all of that, your confidence is increasing. You're increasing your value, and the results your clients are getting are better. And that increases your confidence and your referrals. So that's why this system works. And what I always like to say is marketing that feels like you is the most powerful kind of marketing that there is, because it's the marketing, the activities that you can bring your energy, your belief, your courage, your confidence to. And I believe the work that you do and you're doing in the world, I believe in the power of that. And so let's make your marketing simple so that you can spend more time in your zone of genius, having your impact on the world. And that's really, that's my place in the world. That's what I want to be doing. And that's what I am doing, right? And so if I can be of service to you and support you in this, if you would like to work with me in this process and have me help you implement this into your business, I want to invite you to check out my 90-day marketing accelerator. Our doors are open for the Q2, the second quarter cohort. And so I want to invite you to this powerful group coaching experience, to continue this little appetizer that I gave you today, and do the work of this 3-step marketing plan. You get marketing strategy as well as that inner work we talked about to implement confidently and build momentum and become a consistent client and revenue creator. This 90-day marketing accelerator will help you connect to your business value, the tangible and the intangible, so that you can learn to communicate it powerfully in your marketing so that it moves your best fit clients to action. And you will also be implementing this 3-step simple marketing plan and a visibility plan with my guidance every step of the way. We have also special skill up workshops where I'm going to be teaching you the latest in marketing skills and strategies around things like social media or email marketing, podcasting, video creation, and AI. How I like to use it is for connection, client journey design, how to create consistent content, and consultative sales. Those are all some of the topics that we deal with in those skill up sessions. You also get to increase your skills to improve and keep growing by learning how to effectively evaluate and iterate. And this is what I think is one of the most important things for us to do, is know how to effectively evaluate our marketing and change it to make it work better. You also get measurement tools and trackers that I have created specifically for you. So you always have a finger on the pulse of your progress. You have a curated community of fellow women entrepreneurs that are on the same journey with you, right? And we support one another, and we're accountable to one another. And we help each other build belief, and we celebrate one another. And you get to continue the mindset shifts and the identity work that we just started today to help you step in further into your CEO self, your leadership, and your visibility identity. And so how do we deliver this 90-day marketing accelerator? It's a high touch support meets real implementation in this powerful 3-month group project coaching experience. You get live weekly Zoom calls where I'm teaching. They're all with me. And the group, and we're live for teaching, coaching, and troubleshooting and celebrating. We always start off by celebration. We have a series of kickoff sessions to create your ROI plan so you get the most out of this 90-day marketing accelerator. You're going to set goals, build momentum, and stack wins quickly. You have a private community space off of Facebook. So it's like a group, but it's not a Facebook group for peer support and masterminding and connection. You will have a curated pre-programmed video library. So you start strong and ready before we even start. That's coming to you. Then we have ongoing implementation and accountability support each week with coaching, the skill up workshops, and the tools and trackers that I create for you. There are also an option to upgrade to one-on-one coaching. If you want to have some one-on-one sessions with me, that is available to you. The timeline, this accelerator is going to run, actually will start on May 5th. Through July, and we'll have a kickoff week, and my date is wrong on there. Weekly live Zoom calls, teaching and coaching. And so this really is a great way to accelerate your marketing and have a group together to do that. And so if this is something that's interesting to you, the investment is $1,111. And or you can, if you want to pay in full, if you want 3 payments, it's $400. And that, so we're enrolling right now. So the doors are open. So you could enroll today and get started today. So it would be super exciting. I would love to have you there. If you are interested, I'm going to put the link in here. We're going to put a couple links in here. So the link to the sales page, the web page where you can learn more about the 90-day marketing accelerator is here. And then also, if you would like to hop on a call with me one-on-one to discuss this and really talk through whether this is your next best step, I'm happy to do that. I would love to chat with you about it to see if it is a great fit. And if you know it's a great fit and you're ready to go, then go. But I'm also happy to get on a call and discuss it with you. And yeah, so how's that? Did you find that helpful, useful? That's what I have for you today. And I'm so excited to get to share this with you. And we have, we wrapped up our Q1 cohort of the 90-day marketing accelerator, and the results of the women entrepreneurs in there has been amazing. And they have grown and experienced and really catapulted their progress so amazingly. And you'll be seeing a lot of their testimonials coming out on my social media. So watch for that. But if you have any questions, if there's any way I can serve you, please reach out and let me know. And if you're watching this on replay, please feel free to comment, because all those comments come to me and I'm happy to answer any questions. And let's get on a call. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for being here, Alexandra. It's so great to see you. I'm so glad it was helpful. I appreciate that. All right, my friends, I have got to sign off, but thank you so much for being here. I will be right back here, same time, same place next week. And I look forward to seeing you then. And I hope you have a fabulous week. And yes, I would love to hear from you, Alexandra. I'd love to hear how things are going, and look forward to being in touch. And I will see you all real soon. All right, take care. Bye.